time for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Fantasy. I am Star Claiborne.
And I am Anton Leonard Claiborne. And we are your global relationship strategists.
We live our marriage on the guided principle, no one or no thing.
So, take some time, listen, as we make sense of all of this. All right, in this episode, we are presenting a discussion from our livecast sessions that we have with our Facebook group. We address the disrespect that takes place in media which targets men. We talked about unnecessary sarcasm, which can hurt your love relationship, dismissing, degrading humor, giving credit when credit is due, and explaining the lies which are often found in social media so the children will understand what they should avoid.
Hi, everyone.
Hey! I wasn't ready.
We don't know who was ready.
Right.
Okay, anyway, hi, we are here. We are Claiborne International Coaching Group, CICG, and we help couples and individuals create and implement educational solutions for a productive and stable lifestyle. That is our overall goal. We are your coaches. We are your co-founders. I am Coach Star Claiborne. I am your certified life coach, and I'm also in financial services, as well as speaker, trainer, and all that good stuff.
I am Anton Leonard Claiborne. I am your certified marriage educator, and I am your relationship intimacy advisor. Like Star said, our overall goal at the Claiborne International Coaching Group is to help you to establish a stable lifestyle. So, exactly how do we do that doesn't matter. What matters is that we give you the information that you can use that will help you to create that stability. Now, in this video, one of the things that we're going to address, well, this is going to be a discussion. So you can take from it what you want, but we are talking about this because we feel as though it needs to be discussed. It needs to be addressed. All right, but in this video, we're going to talk about something that has affected, well, no, it has made its way into everyone's home in a very subliminal way. Would that be, yeah, subliminal?
Yeah, somewhat.
Subliminal way.
Some of it is a little more straightforward.
Some of it is a little more straightforward. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about how, I don't know if it's just in America. I don't know. Did you notice anything like this when you was in Jamaica?
That was a while ago, so I can't really recall. I don't think I watched too much TV in Jamaica.
Uh-oh. So what were you doing
that
in
was
Jamaica?
In 1998. I was still in high school.
Yeah. So you wasn't watching too much TV
even
as a
Mexico.
high school student?
No, I was not.
What were you
not
doing?
In Jamaica. I was going to school.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
I was going out to dinner. I was with an exchange student.
So many jokes I could make with that, but
we're gonna keep moving forward.
We're gonna keep moving forward. So in America, in America's media, I've noticed it. Several people I work with have noticed it. I know people who have noticed it, men and women.
Men have probably noticed it a lot more. Well, maybe.
I think men have noticed
based
it a lot
on their,
more.
the emotions it could create.
Yes. So what we've noticed is in America's media platforms, they tend to make men look like idiots. They make the men the butt of the jokes. They make the men they make the women seem like they are smarter than the men by somehow always making the woman outsmart the man. They have found a way to make the efforts of a man not as productive as those of the woman, of the women. Now, you probably have seen this, and you probably thought it was funny. You probably saw it in a television commercial. You probably saw it in one of your favorite television shows. You probably saw it in a print ad in a magazine or newspaper. But I am certain if you are exposed to any form of American media, you've noticed it. Okay?
You've noticed it.
And you probably laughed at it. Oh, that's funny. Look at what she did. Yeah. And now, okay, so as a man, I will admit some of the way that they put the twist on it to make the situation funny. Yeah, it could be funny, if you're not, paying attention to how the end of the story came. But so I'll give them that. They're good at creating humorous situations, right? But pushing the humor to the side, is it really necessary to send that message out repeatedly, knowing that images are things that people remember most, and somehow it's going to get locked in their mind. So when they see the man being made to look like the fool, somehow in their mind, they're going to start to see men as being foolish and when women as being smarter than men.
Right. So the only thing that I can really say, of course, we don't have any real factual information as to why they do this, but one of the things that comes to my mind, which it's unfortunate, of course, that they do that, because women are already, there are a lot of women, not all women, but there are a lot of women that already have this negative look on men in general. But I think that, of course, it's all in marketing. And as you know, in marketing, it's connecting with the emotions of your audience.
Yes. So
the question, I guess, would be, what are we watching at the time some of these commercials come on? Or
I will tell
what type of TV shows are on? Is it because what I've seen with a lot of it that I've seen has been more, I could actually say that some of my friends or myself may have not necessarily experienced the exact thing, but we have an idea and can kind of connect with the emotions of what's actually happening in these commercials or on these TV shows. And so they're connecting with the emotions of their audience in order to drive them back more and more. Unfortunately,
right.
Because I don't agree with it. I can't say that I agree with it.
So let me tell you the most recent example of this I've seen. It was while I was watching a family movie. Mm-hmm. They showed the man and the woman purchasing a car. I'm sorry, not purchasing a car. They were showing, I don't want to say the name of the company, but they were showing the new cars that have been made by this company, the 2018 version of these new cars. And in the end of the commercial, the one couple says, there's my blah, blah car right there. And then the woman says, no, I'm sorry. The guy says, oh, I like that blah, blah car right there. And then the woman says, yeah, I like it also. And then he says, he points at the one that he was talking about, mm-hmm. But then she points at one that's like across the street that looks much better. And then he says, oh, I knew that's the one. I knew you were talking about that one. And she says, yeah, right.
Well.
Why?
Why? What is your question about that?
Why? Why was that necessary? You understand?
But
it wasn't necessary
those are things
for
that
her.
happen in real life. Those are real life scenarios where the woman may say something different from the man, and then it may come from what men have been taught, depending on their household, to keep the woman happy. You've heard that before, right? You've heard this before.
Okay, I'll give you that.
To keep the woman happy. So
I will agree with you on that. If they're
keeping the woman happy, then that's where I knew that's what you were talking about comes in. Again, I don't agree with this whole marketing idea of how they do it, but I understand that part of it is partly due to connecting with their audience.
Okay, so then what about the one commercial where the kids wake up in the morning and dad is in there making breakfast, mom wakes up, she sees the kitchen is a complete mess, and then she comes in and she straightens everything up and the kids are all happy and everything. Happier all of a sudden because mom has come in and just made everything perfect.
Because
like you trying to tell me men aren't capable of cooking breakfast?
It's not that men are not capable. Let me say this right now.
The kids are all got food stuck to their face and
all right, so let's
pancakes stuck to the ceiling and everything. And
so here's the thing. Here's the problem. The problem is this is a problem. It is a problem.
It is a problem.
And yes, it's kind of putting that whole idea out there that, you know, women may be smarter or handle things a lot more calmly, when in fact in some households they don't. I can tell you for myself, sometimes I'm not as calm as you are, and we know that. But I think that they are looking at probably a general idea of whomever they may have looked at as their target. Maybe, again, I think it's just marketing and connecting with the emotions of, you know, of their audience. Unfortunately, it is unfortunate. I cannot say that that the kitchen is not cleaner when you cook. I can't say that, right? I can't say that even the commercials with the babies where they make it look like the parents, the father doesn't have it all together. Like, I can't say that in this household. You know, I honestly can't say that because there's a lot more times that you have it more put together when it comes to the kids than I do, right? But at the same time, I think, have I experienced that situation where, yes, I was pretty much, yes, the father did just kind of say, hey, you know what? We're good. You got the baby. You got the baby, and you slept. I mean, and that father slept, not you. You know, but it's a situation that really, really happens. And so, again, it's connecting with the emotions. I've been in that situation.
Hey, Star. It's time for another social media break. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right. I'm starting the timer right now. So, I found on Facebook this question here, and I think this is a good one that people like to talk about. It says, should a man take his girl back after she had sex with another man? What do you think about that?
Well,
I'm going to tell you before you answer, though. Let me tell you. You guys, you all women, right? You all are all, well, it seems as though women expect a man to forgive them when they have made a mistake. It seems as though you all expect that of men. So, now that I've said that, let's hear your answer. Should a man take a woman back after she has had sex with another man?
Only if he really cares about her and feels as though she is genuine enough to communicate the real honest truth with him and not do it again.
I like that. I can agree with that.
You can't, no, man or woman, you can't take someone back if that trust doesn't exist.
Trust is very important.
So you have to have some level of trust in that.
All right. What do you got?
So I found this one on Facebook as well, and it says, what makes a person unable to apologize when caught in a lie?
Fear.
Fear, right?
Fear.
I mean, it's fear. I personally think it's a bunch of BS. Because if you are able to lie then you should be able to face whatever it is that's coming to you.
Right.
Right.
But a lot of people, they don't think about the consequences.
Well, we're telling them now
before they do the action.
Think about your consequences before.
Right.
If
think about the consequences.
Man enough or woman enough to lie, why are you afraid to feel what's going to happen afterwards? And
now,
don't get it twisted, though.
You're afraid. You shouldn't be afraid.
Don't get it twisted. There are a lot of, especially in relationships, a lot of people do think about the consequences before they do it, and they've already come up with the lie.
That's true.
So we can't really say that they didn't think about the consequences.
Right.
A lot of times they do already know.
Right.
So, especially when it's premeditated lying.
Right. But the fear may not be what's going to happen to them, but the fear may be based upon what they think they're going to lose. Now that their partner has found out, they might be.
What you're afraid of? You made the
They might be afraid that their partner's going to leave them, or something like that.
You premeditated it, though.
That's true. That's true.
But the answer to the question,
what makes people afraid to apologize? What makes people?
It's fear.
It's fear.
It's fear. Whatever
Yeah.
I think, whatever that fear is stopping them. But do I think it's a bunch of BS? Absolutely, I do.
But it's due to selfish reasons, though.
Maybe.
Why they don't want to apologize. All right. Well, there we go. There's a timer sounding off. We hope you got something from this social media break. We'll talk to y'all next time. Let's get back into the discussion. I get what you're saying as far as the marketing and using the story to connect with the emotions of the viewers. However, I don't think that that's always the case because
and it may not be.
If I'm watching a family show and they're making fun of the husband, how does that help the family?
It may not help the family, but there's a true things that happen, and we can't say that it's not.
And you're right.
We
you're
can't
right.
say
We can't say
not.
that it's not. But do you have to? Like in the first example I gave with the couple looking at the cars? If you make that the last commercial that they see,
it's going to stick.
It's going to stick in their mind.
Right. So I think if we look at the overall idea, again, we can't say that. I know that I don't agree with the whole media putting it out like that, because even with my friends having discussions about men or my so-called associates that I communicate with, I'm not, I do have people who are just all negative about men, and I try to steer them in the opposite direction because I know that all men are not bad, right? All men are not stupid. All men are not idiots, but there are some idiot women. There are some women out there who are just the opposite, and they're actually, in fact, what they portray in these commercials. Sometimes it's the women. But I think overall, if we look at this situation, I would say we both disagree with it because we both know that it's not necessarily true, but we both know that they do try to connect with their audience. And there may be other reasons that we don't have factual information about, which we'd love to hear you all say something about it. So you can comment below this video. But I think for, as we're sitting here talking to our audience, I think it's important for us to let them know that to not allow these commercials and what they're seeing in the media to affect decisions that they're making.
Well, in addition to that, don't allow these commercials to influence what or how your family sees the man in your house.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it will probably help if you, as a parent, whether you are the man, the mother or the father, when you see these type of commercials, if you notice that your child is laughing at it, point that out to your child that that's not how it always happens. It's not always the man who is wrong in everything.
Right.
It would help if you educate them in what they're seeing, so that they won't grow up thinking that, oh, dad is so silly and mom is just a genius.
And the truth of it is, we as women should know that we are not all put together.
No.
And there's always something. We're always going through something, even if we've got it together, A, B, C, D, E, and we know what our day is going to look like. We know what our structure is going to look like. We know what needs to happen with the kids. We still mentally sometimes have things that we're dealing with inside that affects a lot of things, and we can't seem to move forward sometimes because we're so focused on what's going on the outside. So, we have to remember these things, and like you said, yes, pointing it out to the kids, because the kids then start to build their own ideas. And unfortunately, kids watch way too much TV. They are going to start seeing these messages, even though they're trying to be so subtle with them. They're really not. And these kids need to understand that, okay, well, your father is not like that. This is not how the average father is, and make sure that they understand these things, because you don't want them growing up and consistently watching these subliminal messages.
Right.
Not even just about the men, but just in general. There are so many other messages out there that are hidden in the media that we don't even point out to our kids, and we sometimes try to just brush it off because we think that they didn't pick up on it, when in actuality, if they keep watching it over and over and over again, they're going to pick up on it, because repetition works. And that's the same way the media works. They drive things in our head that's all we can think about, because they know that repetition works. So then we now have to use that towards our kids to be able to educate them on what how the household is truly ran, and to start giving them a better sense of identity with the male and female gender, and letting them know that we are equal. There is no difference. No one is all put together. I don't know who is. I really don't.
Right.
Somebody all put together?
No,
I don't know anybody all put
No
together.
one has it all together.
But it's just about having those equal roles, and understanding that no one gender is better than the other or performs better than the other.
Right. And just to, support what she said about the repetition, if you repeatedly point this out to your children when they're watching television with you, whether you see it in a commercial, an advertisement, or in a movie or television show, if you repeatedly point it out to them, it'll help them to start to see the pattern, and then they'll be able to understand what's happening. But and because you are explaining to them, why they shouldn't laugh, they will be able to understand as time goes on that they shouldn't allow it to happen in their homes when they become adults.
Correct.
So I hope you got something from this discussion. I hope that we have said something to help make your life stable. Star, you got anything else to say?
Nope. Just know that we are here to help create more stable couples and individuals, building better families, and just making life better for you in general. So any messages that we bring to you, we hope that it absolutely brings some type of insight, thought process to how you're living your life daily and how you're approaching things, so that you can move forward in a better manner.
All right. I'm Anton Lenard Claiborne, your certified marriage educator and relationship intimacy advisor. This is... I
am Coach Star Claiborne. I am your certified life coach and author. And he's an author too. We keep forgetting to say that, but we are authors. But overall, we are your coaches. We are here to help make your life better and more stable. So that's who we are.
So we'll see you at the next Claiborne International Coaching Group event. Aren't you going to say bye?
Bye.
That wraps it up for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Fantasy.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Claiborne Coaching. Download the podcast, Love, Marriage, and Fantasy, and look us up on Facebook at Claiborne Coaching.
All right, so we'll see you next time.